gentlemen, distinguished guests, Full Contact Contender proudly presents 3 5-minute rounds for the vacant FCC European Middleweight Championship. So introducing first the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the cage tonight with a professional record, 4 victories, 1 defeat. Representing Viking Honor, please welcome Nikola Zlatev. His opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He enters the night with a record, 5 victories, 1 defeat. Representing Fight Factory, please welcome Kenneth Richardson. Your referee in charge of the action, the third man in the cage, Mr. Paul Crossley.
Referee Paul Crossley giving final instructions now. The FCC European Middleweight Professional title, Kenneth Richardson, I beg your pardon, taking on the Dr. Nikola Zlatev. Kenneth Richardson, a long time face here on Full Contact Contender. Already holds the FCC British Championship. Looking to add the European middleweight title to his collection here tonight.
He's a very, very good wrestler as well as Kenneth Richardson. We've seen his pedigree now in the last couple of FCCs when he's fought. He really brings a ruckus style to the cage, but he's a very, very decorated wrestler as well. And it kind of reminds me of a prime Lee. I can't remember his surname right now, but his wrestling is brilliant, and he's really worked on his striking. The last time he was on FCC, we saw him with land a knockout to win his second title and become a double champ. So we'll see how we can do tonight.
Yeah, it's a huge FCC super fight against Sean Hampton. You know, that both guys, 2 of the most supported fighters in FCC history. And Richardson returning to the FCC cage after a couple of years of absence now, and again brings an absolutely ginormous crowd with him. Nikola Zlatev, of course, fighting out of Bulgaria. Mixed results as an amateur for Zlatev. You know, he racked up a lot of losses against a lot of tough guys. You know, he was a real journeyman fighter, traveling the scene, fighting anyone and everyone, but he's turned things around as a pro. You know, he's 4-1 now. He's got a 3-fight winning streak, 3 submissions in a row as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if Ken does take this to the ground, knowing the submission danger that Zlatev poses. But Richardson just taking a moment now. Took that shot, it was an errant shot just below the belt. I'm sure there were no bad intentions there.
Yeah, Zlatev was one of the few that managed to actually compete during the last 18 months during the pandemic, whereas a massive 3-1 record.
Oh, nice fake there from Kenneth. Lands the left hook.
Taking his time here is Ken Richardson.
You know, we've seen Kenneth go the distance before as an amateur. He's done 5 rounds, I believe, when he won the FCC amateur middleweight title. Nice combination there from Kenneth. So we know he can go. 15 minutes won't be a problem for him. Never seen him in a situation where, you know, his fitness has looked like failing him. And
no.
You know, he went 3 rough and difficult rounds against John Lomas, who's a very tough guy to get out of there. K-Force on top now.
Just sheer brute force to get him to the ground there.
And this is what we were intrigued about. What can Zlatev do from the ground with someone with such a pressure-heavy top game? Zlatev's going to have to be very careful of the elbows here.
This is Ken's bread and butter. This is where he shines in these positions, especially when he's in Bolton with the crowd behind him like this. It's basically enemy territory for Zlatev right now.
It certainly is. But, you know, on the flip side, a lot of pressure on Kenneth's shoulders here. He's got to put on a performance for the hometown fans. They want to see him win by any means necessary. Almost a north-south position there, and you hark back to the old days of pride rules. He might have been able to stick a few knees in there, but the game has moved on. Knee on belly there briefly from Ken.
Nice escape there from Zlatev.
Nice knees to the body from Richardson. Love these from this position. You don't see enough of them in MMA for my money. The knees to the body on the ground. They do damage, they sap the energy, and more importantly, they keep the man guessing on the bottom.
It's such an underutilized thing. People target like the head far too much in every aspect. Like body work, you take the fight out of the body and there's no body in the fight, as I like to say.
Educated crowd here at FCC. Just heard someone in the audience say knee him in the head, tapped on the shoulder by the person next to them and said, no, that's not legal.
Good back control there. Zlatev's got hold of one of his arms though, trapping him, not allowing him to try and sink in that arm and get an arm over his shoulder.
This is what we talked about with Zlatev. It's a huge Kimura sweep there from Zlatev. Kenneth's got to be careful here. Comes out on top though. Great exchange, and the crowd roars without appreciation.
Very, very fast hips there from Kenneth Richardson. That sheer experience alone can see him out of problems like that.
Looking for some light ground and pound here from Kenneth. You know, he's not known for his huge Mark Coleman style ground and pound, but he'll hit you from odd angles, keep you guessing, and he'll use those openings to get into good positions, just as he does there. Again, though, Zlatev looking for that Kimura sweep and trying to get an armbar off it. Kenneth's got to be careful here, Harry.
He really needs to posture back. He needs to I was just about to say, he really needs to let go of that position, try and posture back and get out of there, but saved by the bell in that instance. Again, Richardson will really be wanting to make the most of his cage time. He's not competed since before the pandemic sent the world into flames. And last time he competed, he came up short against Madars Fleming, so he really wants to make a stamp on this fight. This is proving a tougher fight, and only 3-1 to Zlatev. It's really showing.
And referee Paul Crosley just ejecting one of the cornermen there, as I suspected he might have been about to be. Only 2 cornermen allowed in the cage between rounds. And you know, Zlatev's corner have got to be aware of stuff like that, because that might interrupt the flow of the instructions going to their man. That's a round for Kenneth Richardson for me, so every second's going to count in the corner now for Zlatev.
Crossley giving the corner very, very stern words there.
Touch of gloves and we are underway. Nice body kick there from Zlatev. And the corner of Nikola
really causing some problems.
Yeah, look, they need to act professionally. Fortunately, if you've seen the viral video of one of them refereeing recently, you might question their professionalism. I certainly do.
Kenneth's just looking so composed there, as is Zlatev for only 3-1. I know he had a mixed bag of results at amateur, but slick head kick there.
Zlatev's unorthodox, man. He'll throw strikes from crazy angles, and Kenneth's got to be wary of these now. We know Kenneth's going to be lucky to set something up for that takedown. He's going to use his boxing to get on the inside. And a nice left hook from Zlatev.
Kenneth's looking a little bit slow at the minute, a little bit slow after that little shot from Nikola. Nice flying knee into the sternum.
Zlatev diving on the guillotine here. Kenneth pops his head out though, and this is where Kenneth wants to be. He loves this top position, but he's got to do some work now to earn this round back.
Wrestlers often earn the moniker of just lying on an opponent like a wet blanket, but that's not what he does. He will take you to the floor and he will make it hell for the next 15 minutes.
For almost a can opener there briefly. But that's good to open the guard up so he can pass through. But what he's got to do is watch for the sweep here, because Zlatev's looking to go underneath, looking for an armbar now.
To really watch the position in here, does Richardson.
You know, Kenneth's so used to having his way with that heavy top game. He's got to be careful here against Zlatev. But he's doing everything right so far. Every time Zlatev looks like he's about to get something going, Kenneth's there with a block or an answer.
We've seen him go against some big guys in his FCC tenure and in his MMA career. But Zlatev is a unit in himself, and it's not all one-way traffic this time.
You know, you talk about Sean Hampton. I know Sean dropped down for that fight, but Sean was a big, stocky light heavyweight in his day.
Big crowd for Richardson here, causing some real noise right behind us.
Yeah, the crowd unashamedly partisan here in the favour of Kenneth Richardson. Is Ken looking for? He's looking for a guillotine variation here. Difficult to see what grip he's got on exactly. I thought he might be going under the arm there as well. It looks like he is.
I thought it might have been a necktie for a second there, but he's just seeming keeping control of him, waiting for a sudden movement so he can maybe jump into that guillotine.
We know Ken's a high-level grappler. I believe he grapples no-gi and gi as well, so we know he's going to have plenty of tricks up his sleeve when it comes to cranking the neck of Nikola Zlatev.
He was also a training partner of Andy Van, and if you know anything about him, his wrestling game was solid, so if anything, that is definitely going to rub off onto Kenneth Richardson.
And another absolute unit as well, so we know Ken's used to chucking these big guys around. Looked to take the back there, didn't manage it, ends up in the open guard of Zlatev. Zlatev's got that one butterfly and not really doing a whole lot with it though. He's looking to, I thought he might be looking to get onto the hip of Ken to push him off there, but Ken is staying heavy on top. This is a 3-5 minute round European title fight, so we're approaching the end of the second frame now. There's going to be 5 minutes and Zlatev is still looking to get those legs working, Harry.
Yeah, he's not really producing much off his back here. He's skewing around. Kenneth needs to drive in them elbows like he's doing now, really to cement that top position. As we were talking about with the new rules, it doesn't mean much if you're not doing anything with it. He really needs to be productive. Yeah,
Kenneth isn't going crazy with the shots here, but Zlatev has done very little offensively outside the start of this round. So this is a Kenneth Richardson round again for me. He's got to be wary. Zlatev looks like he could switch for that armbar at any second. Almost a cradle position there from Kenneth Richardson. And he's going to be happy to ride this round out.
He's trying to go for a guillotine right at the end. Really taking his time. He's Kenneth, I think he must have a sense of comfort in there now and know that he's not really feeling a threat off the Zlatev when he's on his back, and being able to control him. And people talk about movement on the feet and footwork, but even on the back in transitioning, he might not be getting the back as he's going for, but his footwork and mobility and getting around Zlatev, and even if he's getting into guard or half guard and just progressing, he's looking solid and he's sticking to him. He's giving him no movement, no time to move, just a pressure constantly.
See, John O'Meara's another FCC amateur champion and a professional title challenger here on FCC as well, and Aaron Pierre, I believe, in the corner as well. That's an FCC heavy corner for Kenneth Richardson. 5 minutes separating these two men from the FCC European middleweight title. I think many people might have underestimated Zlatev looking back at his amateur career, but his professional record's no joke. His performance here against Kenneth Richardson is no joke either.
Just like we were saying before, amateurs where you want to learn to make them mistakes, and nice takedown, and that's where you want to learn the mistakes from capitalising when you're pro. And you were saying people have a successful amateur tenure and don't quite succeed at pro, and vice versa, and that's what we're seeing with Nikola Zlatev here.
You know, he looked very good at the start of that second round on the feet, and Kenneth Richardson immediately taking him out of his comfort zone in the third round, early doors. That top pressure game that we know he utilises so well is what's done him all the glory in the first and second rounds, and that's what he's looking for early in the third round here. But he's got to be careful. Zlatev again looked like he was maybe trying to switch for the arm there.
This is brilliant control here from Kenneth Richardson. Keeping an arm on that hip, not letting him posture up or switch onto his hips. And then any time he's getting a chance, he's switching right back to that headlock.
Yeah, Kenneth Richardson in that front chancery position now. And it doesn't look like Zlatev's going to be able to out-wrestle Kenneth here. Can he snatch a crazy submission though? Those last 3 wins at pro, all by sub for the Bulgarian.
Dragging him right back down. He's not even letting him get back to his feet. He's got to see a submission here, like a jumping guillotine.
Ken staying heavy on those hips. He's really having to work for this one, Harry. Looking to take the back here is Richardson.
Not making any sort of, oh, very nice onto his hip to escape that position, but Kenneth's not making any brash movements. Oh,
looking for the Kimura there is Zlatev, and again he's going to try and switch to the armbar. Ken's going to clear that arm, and he has.
Very, very well done.
Nikola Zlatev still dangerous here in the third round.
See, just as it looks like he's eliminated Zlatev's submission game, he's still got a little increment that's popping through that he really has to watch for.
And the crowd here at the Macron absolutely roaring behind Kenneth K-Force Richardson.
I think he's aware he's not going to out-wrestle Kenneth, so I think he's really just trying to bide his time. And Kenneth's playing the long game here. I don't think he's rushing for a submission. He's trying to drain his man and see what comes of it.
Well, this side control position is an absolute peach here for Kenneth, because there are very few submissions you can get from under side control. Looking to come out underneath Richardson here is Nikola Zlatev.
Zlatev needs to roll here.
He's going to be careful though. Kenneth could take his back. Let's see if Kenneth tries to put a few more knees to the body, and we saw those earlier in the contest. Zlatev trying to get back to his feet, but he's going to be very careful about giving the back here. What a grueling fight this is, Harry.
He's really just piling all his weight on top of him, on top of Zlatev.
Oh, let's see what Zlatev can do on the feet in the final moments of this contest. Final 10 seconds. Zlatev's going to throw everything here. He's teasing the low kicks. You've got to believe he's going to go. Oh, flying knee. Kenneth Richardson catches it. Zlatev looking to get a grip on the neck here. Surely not going to have enough time. I thought we may have had a 10-second clap there. I was clearly mistaken. And again, Richardson ends up on top of Zlatev. And this is not where the Bulgarian needs to be.
That was an opening for him there on the feet to try and make something happen in this round, because now he's going into later rounds here, and he's going to be 3 down before he knows it. He really had a chance on the feet there to make something work. That flying knee, he keeps trying to rely on it. It's not really coming of anything though.
Kenneth controlling his man here.
This is textbook Kenneth Richardson. It's exactly how he likes a fight.
Zlatev rolling through. Again, Richardson finds himself in that close guard. Zlatev's going to have to get those legs working if he wants to get anything from this fight. There's the 10-second clapper. Oh, Zlatev looking for a last grasp armbar. He's not going to get it. Richardson keeping that heavy pressure, and it's over. Well, Cameron's gone for a cheeky guillotine there after the bell. Yeah, that's one of those fights where both guys have left everything in the cage, Harry. A grueling, exhausting contest. Perhaps not the most aesthetically pleasing, but my goodness, both these guys are going to know that they've been in a fight tomorrow morning.
That's exactly how Kenneth likes to fight. You come in and he likes to swarm, he likes to put himself on, he give you 15 minutes of hell, as we mentioned before, and it's exactly what he's done. Another textbook performance from Kenneth Richardson.
You know, it's tough to think of a middleweight around Kenneth's age and level here at FCC that's going to take that belt from him. Such a difficult and frustrating guy to go against. You know, every time Zlatev moved, every time he tried a position, every time he tried to get those legs working, just wasn't happening under that heavy top pressure. And what he was able to throw at Ken on the feet, Ken took it on the chin like a champ. And he will be now the new FCC European middleweight champion. So for one last time this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we will throw it to our MC in the cage, Mr. Jonathan Millard, and he will make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests,